Everyone, Alpha Eagle here again. Welcome back to my channel. I pray you're all doing well, and may God bless you all. Before we begin, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. One of my viewers, AWOL Thoughts, shout out to him, suggested that I debate a YouTube channel called First Amender. Now, with a name like that, he must be a fan of the free speech champion, Charlie Kirk. But apparently not.
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk? Okay, let's talk about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, why do you say that he was a bad person?
He was a bad person. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't respect the guy. So, no, I will not be offering a moment of silence.
I checked out his channel, and he's just a typical leftist. Nothing stood out as special about him, but I thought he seemed reasonable.
Dad, arrest me! Arrest me! Arrest me! Then arrest me! Arrest me! Then arrest me! Why are you arresting me? Arrest me then! Fucking arrest me!
Well, maybe not. Anyway, he has a call-in show which he invites conservatives to debate him, similar to Dean Withers.
Yeah, it is kind of the fault of people like you that want to come up here and bully and berate me over something that I don't do! Okay? So cut this shit. God, the amount of times that I've asked you to respect me and respect my anxiety pin. Will you please just respect the fact that it's not a vape and that it's an anxiety pin?
Ugh, who would want to be like that guy? Now, I prefer not to do call-in shows, so I challenged the First Amender to debunk one of my videos instead, and of course he failed, miserably. Now, I'd like to tell you which one of his live streams it was that he failed to debunk one of my videos so you can get the full context. But unfortunately, he uses the same thumbnail and title for all his live streams. He doesn't even date or number his live streams to help tell them apart. So I can't tell you which live stream it was. First Amender, you need to fix that. Anyway, the video of mine that he tried and failed to debunk is titled Jimmy Kimmel Lied Again, and Benny Johnson was threatened. Now, let's begin. This isn't anything new for Christian conservatives. People have...
Dude, you are such a crybaby. Are you kidding me? Go to any street corner. Tell me that there isn't a church there. Go to any... Dude, your churches aren't taxed. Do you understand that? We're supposed to have a separation of church and state. That's why you're not taxed. So if you want to make the churches a part of it, why don't we tax the shit out of you?
Well, like any leftists, he loves taxing people. And as we all know, taxation is theft. So, in other words, people on the left are thieves. They always want to take money away from other people. Now, I've never been an expert in history, but recently, I've been learning things about history that I never knew. And one thing that I didn't know is that our government wasn't always funded by taxes. At one point, our government was completely funded by tariffs. You know, the thing that leftists pretend to hate simply because Trump is doing it right now, even though that most presidents have used tariffs in the past, including Joe Biden. Anyway, if our government was completely funded by tariffs in the past, there's no reason why it can't be funded by tariffs again. Now, I doubt that would happen anytime soon, but it would be amazing if it did. Now, Dems claim to fight for the little guy. Now, imagine if they completely eliminated income tax. Dems would be the hero to the middle and working class. Now, even I would vote for Dems if they eliminated income tax. Now, think about what's going on with welfare or SNAP right now. One of the arguments against welfare is that people who pay taxes don't want their money going to people who will abuse the system. Now, if money came from tariffs instead of other taxpayers, the taxpayer can't complain since it wouldn't be their money going to people on welfare. But the Dems are too dumb to use this winning strategy. Anyway, let's continue.
Also, just FYI, how many freaking church youth camps, church community centers, church freaking this, church donation, Christian this, Christian that, bro, Christian.
They don't bring up the SNAP program. It's a good thing that these Christian charities exist because they help feed who actually might be affected by the government shutdown that the Democrat Party voted for. So if you want to blame someone for the government shutdown, blame the party who voted for it, and that is the Democrats. So isn't it a good thing that these Christian charities exist? Because the Democrats certainly aren't going to feed the poor. It's us Christian conservative Republicans who feed the poor. Now let's continue.
Fact, if you're not a Christian in the United States, you have a very high propensity of being discriminated against. In fact, there is no way you will get elected as an official in the United States without being a Christian.
Did you hear that, guys? First Amendment said you can't get elected in the U.S. if you're not a Christian. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard a leftist say. Here is a long list of all the Congress members throughout American history who were Jewish. This list includes commie Bernie Sanders, who doesn't know who owns X Twitter, even though he complains about him all the time.
I think the Republicans are effective. They have learned a lot about social media. And by the way, it doesn't hurt that their friends own all of the major social media platforms. You know, Bezos owns Twitter or X.
Owns X Twitter, Bernie. And this list also includes Chuck Schumer, who claims that the left-wing media somehow favors Trump.
And I know the leader is going to show a poll that says Democrats will be blamed for the shutdown. There are many more polls that show Republicans are blamed. The question in that poll is biased. It's in the New York Times, but it's biased. If you turn the
Definitely laughed at his ridiculous claim. Chuck Schumer is also the one who is behind the government shutdown, and who said that the longer the shutdown lasts, the better it is for the Democrats.
You mentioned what Speaker Johnson has said about how long this could go on. We've heard from Senator Schumer as well, who said the other day that as long as this shutdown continues, he said, quote, every day gets better for us.
And here is a list of Muslim Congress members. There is only a few, but that's still a few too many. This list includes Ilhan Omar, who allegedly married her own brother and downplayed 9/11.
Founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something.
This list also includes the always calm and reasonable Rashida Taliban.
Oh, it's just wrong how we're doing it.
Chairman, I think it's insane that the young lady doesn't have an argument, but she's going to refer to me and some of my colleagues.
Mr. Donald,
we were from the Third Reich. This is insane.
You're going to look at 14, 15-year-olds as a bunch of criminals?
It's insane. Do I look like a member of the Third Reich to you, Ms. Tlaib?
Please.
Is that what I look like to you?
You're the one taking your voting card.
Is that what you think? Is that what you think?
Muslim that the Dems love is possible New York mayor, commie, terrorist sympathizer, Power Ranger villain, Mandami. Electing a Muslim after Muslims killed 3,000 New Yorkers is insane. I'll never understand why Dems vote for Muslims, since so many Dems are gays and Muslims hate the gays. They're also Jewish, and Muslims also hate Jews. So it makes no sense whatsoever. By the way, Zordon also hates white people, as he has admitted that he plans to tax white people more than other races.
And realize there's a policy proposal that says your plan, and I'm going to quote it for folks, is to shift the tax burden from overtaxed homeowners in the outer boroughs to more expensive homes in richer and whiter neighborhoods.
So if you're white, Christian, Jewish, gay, or just a New Yorker, and you vote for Zordon, you're insane. You have no sense of self-preservation, and you need help. Anyway, continuing.
Guys are the most crybaby people I have ever met. Dude, this idea that it's like that Christians are getting attacked. Dude, you're the most represented in your country ever. I swear, for being an alpha eagle, you're not sounding very Alpha, you're just making yourself into being a victim.
Okay, guys, you heard First Amender. If you're simply represented in your country, you can't be a victim. So Charlie Kirk wasn't a victim because he was represented in government. The children killed in the church shooting by the trans persons are not victims because Christians are represented in the government. Now, perhaps I should be more specific since there are several trans shooters who target Christians. Also, he says that Christians can't be victims since they are represented in America. Well, I wasn't just talking about America, I was talking about Christians worldwide. I even brought up a case that took place in the UK, and even you mentioned that you knew about it. A woman from the UK was arrested for simply silently praying outside of an abortion.
FYI, backstory. In the UK, there are laws that prohibit specific protesting in certain areas.
Around the world, Christians are being persecuted. Just ask any Christian who lives in a Muslim country. There is currently a Christian genocide going on in Nigeria, but the leftists don't like to talk about it. And notice how he hates the fact that I rightfully point out how Christians are the victims currently around the world. You see, as much as leftists claim things like gender isn't a binary, they have a binary mind when it comes to things like oppression. When it comes to oppression, they are not nuanced, and they can only think in a binary. To them, there is only the oppressed and the oppressors. And who is and who is not oppressed is set in stone in their minds. For example, they see black people as the oppressed and white people as the oppressors. And nothing can change that for them. It's impossible for them to see black people as anything other than perpetual victims. So they can never see white people as victims. White people are always the oppressors in their minds. Or in this case, they can't see Christians as victims. They can only see Christians as the oppressors and therefore evil in their minds, no matter how much proof of Christian genocide you show them. Notice how angry the First Amender got when I even suggested the possibility of Christians being victims. The left want to be arbiters of victimhood. Only they can be victims in their minds, because they know how victimhood has massive social and political power in today's society. And they know that they are losing the narrative when it comes to victimhood. They are losing their power. So that's why leftists like First Amender is so angry. Anyway, that was just a small sample of the First Amender. He took about an hour trying and failing to debunk my video. So I have plenty of content on him. So let me know in the comments if you want to see more of me destroying First Amender. Anyway, that's about it for this video. I'm Alpha Eagle. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. God bless you for watching. God bless America. And I pray that the First Amender finally realizes that he is the bad guy.